Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, and it is another brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer? And joining me with me today, I just butchered that, and I'm going to keep on rolling with it because that's what your boy does, because we live, baby, even though it is recorded. But joining me today is professional wrestler and cosplayer, the Cosplay Kid, Daniel Banner. Daniel, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing fantastic. It's kind of warm. It's 19 degrees here in the UK, but I'm good.
Hey, I'm glad that you're joining me up here on a new episode of Who's That Cosplayer. And it's a little warm over here, too. What's the temperature over there?
19 degrees. Almost 20.
Okay. 19. Okay, yeah. For me, it is, I don't know what is the temperature here right now. It's 85 degrees here right now. So yeah, it's been hot these last couple of days, but you know, I'm not going to let that hot temperature bother me, because when it comes to interviewing people, that's what your boy does. And, you know, I do want to say thank you so much for joining me. And, you know, before we get into this interview, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And as D always says, podcast link down below in the description. Like, follow, subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into this interview. So Daniel, first off, I just want to say I really appreciate you dressing as one of my favorite heroes, Izuku Midoriya, Deku. You see I got him right there in the background with me. I got him on the hat right now. He's up there watching over me. And then you see a couple of pops back there. But I just want to say awesome cosplay, man.
Thank you. Thank you. I spent a lot of time working on the cuffs and the mask and everything. So I had to do a lot of adjusting because the original costume had pieces that didn't look right, and so I wanted to add some things to make it look accurate if possible.
No, I feel you on that. And we'll get into talking about that a little bit more in the interview. But the first question that I ask every guest up here on Who's That Cosplayer is, what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one. So tell everybody who you are.
Okay, so my name is Daniel Banner, Cosplay Kid. My origin is mostly it mostly started off in high school, really. I kind of got into like anime at an early age when I started reading manga books, and then one of my friends started to say, one of my friends came up to me and said, "Oh, you like anime and you like dressing up for Halloween," and said, "Why don't you give cosplay a try?" I mostly gave him the weirdest look and said, "What the heck is cosplay?" But I decided to just give it a go, and I think my first ever cosplay was Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star.
Nice.
Which was just mostly a closet cosplay, just putting on blue jeans and a blue jacket with a red shirt. And then my official first ever cosplay that I bought was a Power Rangers cosplay, proper Power Ranger helmet. Cost me a lot. Cost me my whole college tuition.
Dang. I mean, that's how it is when it comes to cosplay, man. Like, it's very expensive when it comes to, you know, either buying the costumes yourself or, you know, getting all of the materials to make the costume from scratch, going to the cons, going to the hotels and whatnot. So I totally feel that, man. But you said your whole college tuition? Like, how did your parents feel about that?
They were mad. They mostly most of the time they don't trust me with my money and everything, but I think they can trust me now, but vice versa. It's complicated. Yeah. But yeah, I think my mom was okay with it. My dad wasn't. My auntie definitely wasn't. But I probably a story for another day.
No, man, that reminds me of when I was in elementary school and we had all went on a field trip to Washington, D.C. here in the United States. And one of the kids, when we got back to the school, like his mom was just yelling at him, and like nobody knew what she was screaming at him for. And he was just like, he spent all of the money that she gave him on Pokemon cards, because Pokemon at the time was like the most popular and biggest thing when I was a kid. And he spent like hundreds of dollars on Pokemon cards. And my mom, she came on the trip with me, and she was just like, you see, Ben, that's the reason why I don't give you any money, because I don't trust you. So it's just like, I totally understand where it's just like your parents will be frustrated, because I know if my mom would have gave me $500 and I spent it on Pokemon cards, I probably wouldn't be doing Who's That Cosplayer right now. So, I'm glad that you're still here, because, when it comes to money and spending it on stuff that we love, our parents they can take us out. Like that's like the old saying goes, I brought you into this world and I can take you out. But to piggyback off of what you were saying about like your friend who introduced you to cosplay, like one thing I always hear from a lot of guests is, Halloween is one of the gateways that got me into doing cosplay and whatnot. Not me, but, hearing that from other guests and whatnot. So I think it's awesome that your friend, he was just like, hey, you should do this. You went to your first con, you dressed up and whatnot. And, now you're here with, even more amazing cosplays. Now, some of the costumes that I've seen that you've done, you created them from scratch yourself. I mean, you were kind of talking about it with the Deku cosplay, with making the alterations to it because you wanted it to be more accurate to how Deku looks. So, like, what's the process of, making stuff yourself? Like, how long does that usually take you?
So, I think it depends on the costume, really, because mostly sometimes, like, when you're watching a show or you're watching anime, and you're thinking, oh, I want to cosplay that character, and I'm mostly think about how I'm going to actually make it, what materials I'm gonna have to get, how much I'm gonna have to spend to make all this stuff. It varies, really, because sometimes you can buy the costume yourself and then make all the props and weapons, or you can build a fully built cosplay from scratch, such as this guy right here.
Oh, who's that?
That is Chiba, Emperor. And that took me a couple of weeks to do.
It looks pretty dope, man. And I always think that it's interesting and a cool, what's the word I'm looking for? A cool tool to have when it's like you can actually make the stuff yourself, because I know that there's a lot of time that goes into doing this stuff. Now, have you always been somebody that has been crafty? And when it came to, doing the cosplays yourself, like it was a easy transition to do?
Yeah, I think I was always creative when I started doing art school, and then when I got into college, I got into art and design at college, and I've always wanted to do always wanted to make my own cosplays and everything. I had to learn a lot of skills from my teachers and from YouTube, a lot of YouTube tutorials, and I just started to like experimenting with what works and what doesn't work, and like if I can improve my cosplay skills, like starting to get EVA foam, plaster dip, which is very toxic if you don't wear a mask. Spray paints and a lot of materials that professional cosplayers use that I wanted to try out myself. And it varies. It mostly works. I mean, my Kiva Emperor is all plaster dipped and spray painted and everything, and I did all the resin gems and stuff. So I keep doing it. The more I improve,
you keep leveling up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now I want to ask you, how is cosplay over in the UK? Because, you know, one of the things that I love about interviewing cosplayers from all over the world is you just hear how different the cosplay scene is in, you know, different parts of the world. So like, how is it over there? Is it just as big as it is here in America, or is it frowned upon? Because one of my interviewers, Mrs. Tokoyami, who lives in Puerto Rico, she was telling me that, you know, cosplay is still kind of frowned upon down there in Puerto Rico. So like, how is it over there in the UK? Oh, and also you can check out her interview. It is up here on YouTube.
Who's that cosplayer?
Snowflake Baby.
Yeah. It's kind of big here. It's mostly probably one of the most popular things in England, because we have Manchester Comic Con, we have London Comic Con, and we have like Comic Cons from all over England. So
Nice.
it's kind of getting really popular as America, and it's becoming. I think it's becoming a big pastime for some people. So like, because we're in the pandemic,
Yeah.
a lot of people couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. So I think cosplay became more popular because of TikTok and everything. And I got into TikTok myself, and the link will be description below.
Hey, I see you taking my lines.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's become a really big thing over in England. So
That's awesome, man. So, you know, now I want to ask you, you know, moving a little bit away from the cosplay questions, I want to ask you, how did you get into wanting to become a professional wrestler? Because as you know, I'm somewhat of a professional wrestler myself. And this is actually the first time that I've interviewed another professional wrestler up here on Who's That Cosplayer. And also it's the first time that I've interviewed somebody from the UK on Who's That Cosplayer. So you got a double whammy. I got the two piece in the biscuit right now. But yeah, let's talk about that.
So I think I'm still currently training at the moment, but like I think I got into it because like I've been into wrestling for a long time. It's one of my dream jobs that I wanted to do, and I kind of, one of my friends started getting me into the whole backyard scene first. And then as soon as my friends started opening a proper wrestling school, I went and started training. We got a proper ring and everything.
Nice.
Started training for a few months. And then I went over to another wrestling school because they wanted me to go to another place to train, which was near me. And I started continuing my training there, and I'm still currently doing it to this day.
Nice. That's awesome. So it's like you're always leveling up, just like the hero that you are with the cosplay that you're cosplaying as right now. And like, that's the reason why Deku is one of my favorite characters. So I want to ask you, who is one of your favorite professional wrestlers?
A lot, really. That's I had to mostly make a top 5 list because mostly I can't
that's
really...
fine. That's, hey, look, D and Trav always get on me for saying what's your top 5, but hey, this is Who's That Cosplay. So yeah, give me your top 5 professional wrestlers of all time.
Okay, so number 5, Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Because I love the face paint, but at the same time, I always love his athleticism, his like courage to put himself through a lot of tables and chairs and things. So he lives life to the edge. Johnny Gargano, because he's mostly one of the greatest wrestlers. Plus he does marble gear, which I'm all for. Kane, mostly because not only the outfit, he's just like I mostly saw him for the first time and just thought, yeah, he's my favorite. He's my guy because I always play him on wrestling games. Undertaker, for obvious reasons, everyone loves Undertaker,
Mm-hmm.
and Kenny Omega.
I had a feeling that Kenny Omega was going to be in there.
Yeah,
That's your number one?
I think between Johnny Gargano and Kenny Omega, those are my top two.
Okay. Hey, those are good choices. So now I want to ask you if you could have a one-on-one match with any of those guys, who would you like to have a one-on-one match with?
Again, it'd be between Kenny Omega and Johnny Gargano. I probably wouldn't do well against them, but I'd probably put on a really good match if I keep training.
Okay, hey, I like that answer. So now I want to ask you, this is my last wrestling question for you. Where do you see yourself wanting to end up wrestling professionally? Like, would you like to go to WWE, AEW, New Japan? Where would you like to go?
That's mostly a tough question because I've always had my ups and downs with WWE, and I don't think I would probably fit in with it. I would probably say AEW someday,
Okay.
and mostly New Japan.
Okay.
Because I've always wanted to go to Japan.
Yeah, I think that as a professional wrestler and being a weeb, as they call us, just going to Japan is always something on everybody's bucket list if you're a wrestler, you know what I'm saying? And that's someplace that I hope to go to one day as well. So yeah, thank you for answering those questions for me. And so now I want to take it back to some anime talk. Now, you're cosplaying as Deku. I said plenty of times that that's my favorite character in My Hero Academia. I want to know, what is one of your favorite Deku moments from the series so far?
Oh, good Lord. I'd probably say, because there's so many good moments. I would probably say when he took on Muscular.
Yeah.
Tried to protect
Kota.
So yeah, and honestly, the amount of strength he had to muster up just to defeat Muscular,
yeah,
is beyond me, because I feel like, is this the end for Deku? No, because it took a little encouragement and a little self-motivation just to get him up to that level where he, took all of his strength to just punch Muscular in the face.
Yeah. Hey.
And then there's the training scene in the first season. I think it's episode 4, where he's like training with All Might.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mostly one of the reasons why I'm starting to go to the gym, because I'm mostly trying to get the same body type as Deku. Mostly for my professional wrestling career, and mostly I wanted to do cosplays where I'm able to take my shirt off and everything.
You want to show everybody the peaks on top of peaks, Daddy. I like it. Yeah, no, I agree, man. My Hero Academia is one of my favorite animes out currently because, I saw a lot of myself in Deku, and I'm pretty sure that you can agree when it's just like whatever dreams that you wanted to do in your life and people will put you down and whatnot. Deku went through the same things, and he never gave up on any of his dreams. And My Hero Academia is just such a motivating anime, and I always recommend it to so many people. I know that there's people out there that don't like it, or they gave up on watching it, but I really hope that they give it another chance because it gets so much better, in later seasons and whatnot, especially with the series about to come to an end. So those were two really good points that I love for your favorite moments from the series. So one final question I have for you, and that is, what are some of your future cosplays that you have coming out soon?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Get it? Because I know I shouldn't be off the screen. So at some point, yes. Hopefully, I apologize for disappearing on people.
Oh no, it's cool. I put on a dance show for everybody.
Yeah, but nice. So I have my dinky wig.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
I am currently working on a dinky Thor mashup.
Yo, that's badass, man. I can't wait to see that cosplay.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I am currently working on the gauntlets. I finished the gauntlets right now. I'm going to currently wait for foam to arrive so I can look on the armor. And then other future cosplays. It's a tough challenge because I have a lot because I've been wanting to do I'm wanting to do Yuma from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal.
Mm-hmm.
Nero from Devil May Cry 4. There's so much because I have a whole cosplay list that I have to get through. I wanted to do, but I think the main ones. I am working on Rogue Deku as well because I'm working on.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait to see that one too.
And then there's a few other common riders that I probably want to do as well. Which there's a train rider, and then I have a whole cosplay list. So mostly it's depending on what I feel like doing at the end of the day. So
yeah, well, I'm really looking forward to seeing your Dinky Kaminari and Thor mashup, and then I'm also looking forward to seeing the Rogue Deku one. So Daniel, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me up here on Who's That Cosplayer. It was awesome talking to you. And before I let you go, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
Okay, so you can mostly find me on TikTok at Daniel Banner Cosplay Kid 29. You can also find me on YouTube, which is same name, Daniel Banner Cosplay Kid 29. Facebook, you can mostly find my page at Daniel Banner Cosplay Kid. And I think you can find me on Twitter on Daniel Banner Cosplay Kid as well. I have so many social media accounts and it's under the same name, so it wouldn't be hard to find.
Hey, and like Daniel said earlier, you can find all those links down below. And you know where you can find me here on Benjamin Banks at King Benji _Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Y'all make sure that y'all go follow Daniel and support him on his journey and his cosplay career, his professional wrestling career. Make sure you check out some more interviews that we have here on the channel, along with reviews, reaction videos. Make sure that you check out our podcast. The link is down below in the description where we have episodes new to I butchered that again. We have brand new episodes every Tuesday. And then on Friday, that interview is up here on YouTube on Friday. So like I always say, keep that pinky up, stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
And as always, be creative, be fun. Signing out.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.